Have you ever woken from a dream that chilled you to the bone and couldn't shake the feeling that it meant something more? Have you ever seen yourself falling endlessly? Or dreamt of a loved one who's no longer alive? Reaching out to you? What if your dreams were trying to warn you, not just about your physical health, but about your spiritual state? In today's video, we're diving into 5 eerie yet powerful dreams that might be more than just visions of the night. They could be urgent messages, and in some cases, they may be hinting that death is near, whether in the body or the soul. So before we go deeper, pause for a second, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. This journey into your subconscious might just change your life, or save it. 1. Endless falling into darkness. Let's begin with one of the most common and most unsettling dreams, the experience of falling endlessly into darkness. This isn't the typical falling dream that startles you awake as if you just tripped off a cliff. No, this is different. This is deeper, more haunting, an infinite descent into blackness with no end, no ground, no escape. At first, this kind of dream might seem like a mere byproduct of stress or anxiety. And while those can certainly play a role, many cultures, philosophies, and psychological perspectives interpret this dream as something far more significant. It's not just about a fear of heights or losing control. It can symbolize a detachment from the self, an unconscious drifting away from your identity, your values, your sense of purpose. In ancient Stoic philosophy, the body and mind are intimately connected. The Stoics believed that our physical health and emotional well-being are not isolated realms, but are constantly influencing each other. When we ignore our bodies during waking life, dismissing fatigue, overworking ourselves, neglecting nourishment, our subconscious finds a way to demand our attention. Sometimes, that message takes the form of a dream so visceral, so emotionally jarring, that we can't help but take notice. In the case of endlessly falling, that message might be, you are not grounded. You are drifting, untethered from what matters most. Perhaps it's your values that you've abandoned, or your spiritual center. Maybe it's your physical health deteriorating slowly while you carry on pretending all is well. The fall becomes a metaphor, not for failure, but for disconnection. Modern psychologists echo similar interpretations. Carl Jung often spoke of dreams as the language of the unconscious. To him, the fall could represent a descent into the shadow self, the part of us we try to ignore or suppress. That could be unresolved trauma, guilt, illness, or emotional exhaustion. And if this falling dream recurs, it could mean that your deeper self is urgently trying to reach you. There's also a physiological perspective worth considering. Dreams like this might be tied to early warning signs of health issues, particularly those involving the heart, lungs, or brain. Irregularities in heartbeat, oxygen levels, or blood pressure during sleep can trigger sensations of falling or floating. Your body, in essence, might be trying to wake you up, literally and metaphorically. So what should you do if you've had this dream? First, don't ignore it. Don't chalk it up to just a weird night. Instead, reflect. Are you feeling overwhelmed, isolated, or disconnected from yourself or others? Are there lingering health concerns you've been putting off? Have you stopped listening to your body? The Stoics believed in the power of self-examination. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up, if thou wilt always look." Dreams, especially disturbing ones, may be that source, forcing us to look within. Don't be afraid of the fall. Instead, ask yourself, what have I fallen away from? And what must I do to rise again? 2. Deceased loved ones inviting you. Now imagine this. Someone you once loved and lost appears in your dream, not just to comfort you, but to beckon you, to invite you to come with them. The experience can be chilling, Even if the person is smiling or gentle, their presence carries a powerful emotional weight. You wake up unsettled, confused, haunted. This is not a new dream. In fact, it's one of the oldest and most cross-cultural dream experiences documented in human history. In many traditions, such a dream is considered an omen, a spiritual message that your own life may be drawing toward its conclusion. In folklore and religious texts alike, the departed returning to guide or invite the living is often interpreted as a symbolic crossing point between the two realms. But let's take a more grounded look. Before succumbing to fear, ask yourself, is there something in your waking life that needs attention? Often, these dreams occur during times of emotional or physical distress. Perhaps your body is waving a red flag, warning you of a condition you've ignored. Or maybe you're spiritually or mentally exhausted, caught in the grip of depression or existential fatigue. The Stoics were not spiritualists in the traditional sense, but they understood death intimately. They contemplated it daily, not with dread, but with acceptance and clarity. To them, death was neither friend nor foe. It was simply a part of nature. Epictetus reminded us that death is nothing dreadful. If it were, Socrates would have thought so. But this does not mean they saw dreams of death lightly. On the contrary, they would urge you to investigate what such dreams reveal about your current path. Could your loved one's invitation be a metaphor, not for literal death, but for letting go of your vitality, your passion, your reason for living? Are you alive, but not truly living? Jungian psychology often views the appearance of deceased loved ones as a call to integration. These figures might represent qualities you've lost or forgotten: courage, nurturing, strength, guidance. They may not be calling you to join them in death, but to reclaim what they once embodied in your life. There is also a deeply emotional dimension to this dream. Grief is not linear, and the longing for those we've lost never fully disappears. Sometimes, our psyche conjures their presence in dreams because we need their wisdom, their presence, their reminder of what life used to mean to us. So if you have this dream, don't panic, but don't dismiss it either. Check in with your physical health. Address emotional wounds. Ask yourself, have I been living authentically? Am I honoring life while I still have it? The invitation might not be to die. It might be a reminder to live before your time runs out. 3. Drowning with surrender. Now we come to a dream that is perhaps the most deceptive of all. The quiet drowning. Unlike the frantic gasping kind that jolts you awake in terror, this version is disturbingly serene. You're underwater. You know, you're sinking. But you don't resist. You let go. At first glance, this might seem peaceful, even beautiful. In a world filled with constant noise and struggle, the idea of surrender can be alluring. But beneath this calm exterior often lies a darker truth: resignation, hopelessness, the quiet acceptance of decline. Both mystics and modern psychologists agree that dreams of drowning often symbolize emotional overwhelm. You might be buried under responsibilities, grief, or chronic stress. But when the dream includes surrender, when you no longer fight to breathe, it can signal something deeper, a loss of will. It may not mean you are suicidal, but it can indicate that a vital part of your spirit has been dulled. Maybe you've abandoned your purpose. Maybe you've been battling illness or inner demons for so long that you no longer feel like fighting. That moment of underwater peace becomes symbolic not of serenity, but of giving up. Stoic thinkers would see this dream as a failure of inner discipline, not in a judgmental way, but as a call to reawaken your inner resolve. Life is full of storms, they said. The wise person does not avoid the storm. They learn to sail through it. Seneca taught, Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. So ask yourself, am I still choosing to live, to grow, to fight for meaning? Your dream is not a death sentence. It is a mirror. It's showing you what you're not saying aloud, the fatigue, the loneliness, the despair, but it also offers a path forward. Reach out, reconnect, rebuild, speak your pain aloud. Whether through therapy, meditation, stoic journaling, or reconnecting with someone you trust, choose the surface again. Choose breath. Choose life. Even in your darkest dreams, the message is not always doom. Sometimes it's a cry for rebirth. 4. Attending your own funeral. This dream is one of the most unsettling experiences a person can have, finding yourself as a silent observer at your own funeral. You see the casket, you see the mourners, you hear the sobs and the eulogies, yet you are not a participant. You are a ghost in the back row, witnessing the final chapter of your life without being able to say or do anything. At first glance, it may seem like a nightmare about death, but the truth is far more profound. This dream is not about the end of your life. It's about the state of your living. To see your own funeral in a dream is to be given an extraordinary and rare gift: perspective. In our daily lives, it's easy to fall into routines and habits, consumed by deadlines, obligations, and distractions. We often forget how short and fragile life truly is. This dream is a wake-up call. It's a confrontation with your mortality, not to frighten you, but to shake you into a more intentional way of living. Ask yourself, if your life ended today, would you feel at peace with how you lived it? Are you prioritizing what genuinely matters, your relationships, your passions, your values? Or are you spending your limited time on things that don't align with who you really are? Many people who've had this dream describe a lingering emotional impact long after waking up. That's because it forces you to evaluate how you're showing up in the world. Are you telling the people you love how much they mean to you? Are you expressing your truth, even when it's difficult? Are you chasing a life that fulfills you, or just going through the motions? It's common for this dream to mark a turning point. Some people quit toxic jobs after such an experience. Others rekindle lost relationships or finally pursue the dream they've been too afraid to chase. When faced with the image of their own end, they suddenly realize that the time to live fully is now, not someday. You don't need to fear this dream. You should honor it. It's a reminder to write your story while you still hold the pen. Let it inspire you to forgive more, risk more, and love more. Let it urge you to speak the words you've been holding back. And most of all, let it move you to live in such a way that when the real funeral comes, the life being remembered was one that truly mattered. 5. Watching your body decay or transform. Few dreams are as visceral or jarring as seeing your own body deteriorate, morph, or fall apart before your eyes. In some dreams, your skin may peel away, your limbs crumble, or your features melt like wax. In others, your body may undergo bizarre transformations, turning into an animal, a machine, or something unrecognizable. The images are grotesque, surreal, and unforgettable. These dreams tend to spark anxiety, and understandably so. They tap into one of our deepest fears, the loss of control over ourselves. But before dismissing these dreams as merely horrifying, consider their deeper message. What they often reflect is a profound inner conflict, an emotional, psychological, or spiritual imbalance that your subconscious is desperate for you to confront. Dreams of bodily decay or transformation frequently occur during periods of intense stress, illness, or major life transitions. Your body, in the dream, becomes a metaphor for your identity. If you're watching yourself fall apart, it may mean you feel like you're losing control of your health, your relationships, your future. You may feel detached from yourself, as if you're drifting further from the person you once were. Yet there is a powerful opportunity hidden in this discomfort. These dreams can be a gift because they force awareness. Unlike ordinary dreams, they don't vanish the moment you open your eyes. They haunt you. They leave you thinking, feeling, and questioning. Are you neglecting your health? Are you ignoring signs of burnout or emotional distress? Have you lost touch with your purpose, your body, your spirit? These dreams don't offer gentle nudges. They issue alarms. They shake you awake, not just from sleep, but from denial. And the transformation aspect? That's where hope enters the picture. Sometimes your body doesn't just decay, it changes. It becomes something new. While this can be terrifying, it's also deeply symbolic of growth. Change is messy. Rebirth is often preceded by destruction. A caterpillar must dissolve into goo before becoming a butterfly. If your body is transforming in a dream, ask yourself, what are you becoming? What are you shedding? What part of yourself is dying, and what new version is being born? These dreams challenge you to face your fears and reclaim your sense of agency. Rather than running from the grotesque images, lean into them. Let them guide you. Let them remind you to care for your physical well-being, to nurture your emotional health, and to reconnect with your sense of direction. These dreams are not punishments. They are mirrors. They reveal what's decaying inside you, not to scare you, but to save you. Use them as a catalyst to heal, to reawaken, and to transform, not just in your dreams, but in your waking life. Dreams aren't just echoes of your imagination, they're ancient messengers, and sometimes they arrive not to scare you, but to wake you up. Whether you're being warned about physical danger or reminded of a spiritual drift, your dreams are saying something vital. Your life matters right now. So if any of these dreams have visited you lately, don't brush them off. Consult your doctor. Speak with your spiritual advisor. Most of all, listen to yourself and remember, this channel is here to help guide you through that journey. Subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and stay awake, even when you're asleep.